Yo, what up? What up? How's it going, everyone? Good to see you. Sorry we're going live a little late, but hey, things happen, and I just completely lost track of time tonight. All right, with us tonight is Alex. What is up, Alex? How you doing? I don't know if Alex is there yet, but anyways, so future, there he is. Future of
What's
comic
that?
book movies. What is the future of comic book movies right now? Is it bright? Is it light? Is it not quite sure where they're going with it? What are your thoughts?
Um, hmm. I think it looks all right for the moment, to be honest.
Did you see Brave New World yet?
No,
Okay.
but it's on my to-do list. But from all the
What was the
reviews I've
last
been,
thing you watched?
last thing I watched,
What's up, Cade?
like comic book related or movie related?
Comic book related.
Creature Commandos.
Okay. How was it?
I thought it was good.
Because that's one of the
Uh,
first things James Gunn is kind of helmed, right?
mhm. It
Okay.
was honestly better than I expected to be. Have you seen it yet?
No, I have not watched it yet.
It's worth a look.
I got to get
It
caught up on Spider-Man right now.
Oh yeah, and Spider-Man. That's right too. Yeah,
What
I
up,
watched
Epic?
that too.
Epic.
Hi, Book Night Rider. Yeah, I would definitely recommend the Creature Commandos
Okay.
because it's supposed to take place after Suicide Squad, the newest one, or
Mm-hmm.
the second iteration of it. So I thought I like how they brought in the more obscure characters,
Yeah.
the ones that we wouldn't really see, like the Bride, like Frankenstein, Weasel, and all the sorts. So I thought it was really cool how they did that, and it's great. It was actually written really well, and
It's
makes you
always
want,
good.
yeah, it makes you want, wanting more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a great mix of humor and seriousness. It's overall a fun ride. I will mind you,
Okay.
episode two gets a little weird. I'm not gonna spoil it for you.
I
Uh,
appreciate that.
you gotta, you just got to watch it, and you'll know what part I'm talking about. Hey, Kate and Thor.
We were just talking about that last night. So I started doing a church group with a bunch of other married couples with my wife and I on Friday nights, and we were actually talking about favorite Batman, favorite Superman, which a lot of us had no favorite Superman. Um, um, but we were talking about how like the bright spot in everything DC since I want to say 2010 when Dark Knight Rises came out. I think that's when it came out, right around that time.
Yes.
Um, there has not been a great DC movie. Wonder Woman was great, or Wonder Woman was good. It had its amazing qualities. Gal Gadot was absolutely amazing in the role. Um, but movie wise, besides Wonder Woman and besides the first Aquaman movie, there's been nothing great, and those simply did well because of the castings. The two actors they picked for those roles were perfect for those roles, even though I was very shocked that Jason Momoa was able to pull off an Aquaman. Um, I will say that those two movies were good. They
Mhm.
completely killed the characters with the sequels, but
Yeah.
to each their own. But the Flash show, the first few seasons, and the Arrow show, the first few seasons, were the biggest bright spots in all of DC over the past 15 years.
Mm.
Shazam was okay too. Again,
Yeah, the
it
first
was
movie was
good.
all right.
It was never great. Like it never reached that level of greatness that like peak MCU movies like Iron Man, Winter Soldier of Infinity War ever reached.
Yeah. And the
And
second one was really bad.
yeah,
You ever watch the second one?
I did, and
Mhm.
unfortunately, I did.
Wait, did you pay for it or did you wait for it to
Oh,
be
I waited
streamed?
for it. I The only DC movies that I've seen in theaters over the past 15 years: Wonder Woman,
Mm.
I couldn't see Wonder Woman 84 in theaters because of COVID.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but so Wonder Woman 1, Aquaman I saw in theaters. Aquaman 2 I saw in theaters because I was hopeful. Um, I think that's it.
Mm.
I don't think there were any others. Oh, maybe the Batman I saw in theaters.
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson. And honestly, I stood up for Robert Pattinson last night. I truly believe that he is a good detective style Batman.
He is. I really enjoyed that movie with him. I was very skeptical when we went through the whole show now. We watched the final season, right?
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, I was skeptical at first with him and everything, but after seeing the movie, yeah, I would defend him. Like I would defend Robert Pattinson too as a
Yeah.
great detective style Batman. I like how they went with like his early years.
And I think that's why it did so well, is because you're talking about Batman becoming Batman as a young man.
Mm.
Christian Bale's Batman, he became Batman when he was like in his 30s or 40s, I want to say. And
I think 30s.
I think that's the trouble
Yeah.
with Batman because it's like you have this billionaire kid, and I don't know in the comics when Batman became Batman,
I
but
think it was in his late 20s
yeah,
in the
I think
comic
so. I
around
think
that
Robert
time.
Pattinson was right around that age that
Was
he
when
became
Batman's supposed
Batman.
to be Batman, yeah. Because
Yes.
Batman's not like a fresh thing like early 20s. It's like more
Yeah.
like late 20s is when he really starts. I watched it in theaters, so know why I don't
You
care for
don't care
Batman.
for Batman? Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
And again, there were some people who were saying that Michael Keaton's Batman was the best.
A
I
lot of people
completely
say that.
disagree. I think Christian Bale played the perfect Bruce Wayne, the perfect Batman. Um, he had enough of the detective side to show that he actually is pretty smart. Um, I don't think Michael Keaton's ever did that.
No,
And
I don't think
I
he's
didn't
ever
grow up
showed it
watching
that.
Keaton. I was too young when Keaton, or I wasn't even born when the Keaton movies came out. And then by the time I was old enough to watch a PG-13 Batman movie, um, Christian Bale's movies were coming out. So I was right in that age where it's like I had Batman the animated series, Batman Beyond, and then Christian Bale.
Yeah, I think my first iteration with Batman was Christian Bale's Batman.
My wife does too. My wife, her favorite Batman is Christian Bale, and I would totally agree with that. He is one of the best Batmans out there. I'd have to rewatch Michael Keaton now as an adult to see if I really like him. Watching him in the Flash movie, I can say that I don't see the hype, but again, that's 40 years later. So,
Came out in 1989.
yeah.
Yeah, I was not born yet.
Hate me, but I liked Batman and Robin though. Hey, it is what it is. I watched the one with Mr. Freeze. I watched when I was probably about 12 years old.
Yeah, that's
And
Batman and
I mean
Robin.
it was good. Like it was okay, but
Yeah.
again, I was 10 or 11 years old when I watched it, maybe 12. So everything's great when you're 10 or 11 and you see Batman live action on screen kicking Freeze's ass. Like you just
Yeah.
think that's so cool.
I think the
Does it
best
stand up as a
Batman
movie?
though,
I don't know.
the Lego Batman.
True.
Yeah, that movie,
Lego
honestly,
Batman did really well.
Lego Batman has a really nice sense of humor and everything. It's a cute movie. I watched it as an adult. I don't care.
Hmm.
Who knows that? It's still a fun movie. Have you ever seen that skit with Jimmy Kimmel? When this is when they're doing the
I don't think
publicity
I have. You'll have to send it to
for
me.
yeah, I was saying to you, it's like they recreated the scene of like when Batman and Superman meet for the first
Okay.
time. He comes in like, "Oh yeah, you're Superman." Like, "No, I'm not." Like, "Oh yeah, you're Batman."
Yes, yes, yes. Yep.
And
And
then
he's like, hey,
Will
wait a
Arnett,
minute.
Will Arnett comes out. Batman is holding the Lego piece.
Yep, I've seen that
Uh,
one. That was amazing. And that's the
yeah,
other thing that I've never understood with a lot of DC characters. Like, they have secret identities, but their secret identities are bullshit.
yeah. Like Superman, honestly, with the glasses, and he keeps the same hair too.
Yeah.
Like, well, like this new Superman though, I can understand how you
Hmm.
can. Yeah, because he has the curly hair and everything. The
Yep.
class, okay. And when he's Superman, it's all like
It's
combed.
slick back and yeah.
Yeah, so I can understand that. But with Henry Cavill's same haircut and everything, just
Yep.
blasted.
Well, there was someone else who did that too. Bad Man by College Humor,
And man,
he was like, "Oh, it's Harvey Dent," and then he sees Harvey's bad face, and he goes, Two Face, what'd you do with Harvey? And then he sees the good face, and he's like, "Oh, Harvey, you're back. Two Face was just here."
what's it called? Bad Man?
Yeah, it's by College Humor. I want to say it was.
But that's the first result that came out.
It's like 2010, 2011. It was beautifully done. They
Oh yeah,
also
I'm gonna watch that.
they also did one similar, I believe, to Superman with the glasses.
Yeah, like some of the, yeah, I agree with the what was I didn't want to go
I
up
was
with.
born in 2008, so I didn't really grow up with any Batman. You grew up with Ben Affleck as Batman.
Hey yo, wait, he still has an 8 kid? I think he
Your
might be
sound
our
just cut out,
sorry, he's 2008. Wow, he might be one of our youngest audience members.
or maybe my sound cut out.
Hello?
I can't hear anything. What?
Hello?
Well, my headphones are working, so Alex, I'm not sure what happened on your end. Did your headphone die?
No. Wait, can you hear me? No?
I can't hear you at all.
God damn it. How about now?
Nope. Hey, people in the chat, can you guys hear it? Oh, he's gone. So yeah, I would say that there were a lot of really great Batmans out there, really great Spider-Man over the year. You can hear both. That's so weird that you can hear both of us, and I completely lost the sound for him.
Hello?
You're back. So Cade was
Can you
saying
hear
that
me?
he can hear both of us, but I could not hear you at all.
Oh, that's weird because my headphones are connected and everything.
That's
And
so weird.
while I was saying that, I was like, wow, he's 2008. Like, he must be one of our youngest audience members.
Yeah, 2008. So that means you're 13, Cade? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh my God, does that mean with all the stuff we've been
Or no,
saying?
you're older than that.
I didn't know. I should probably censor myself then.
Puts me at 16. I'm a math teacher. Can you tell that it's 10 o'clock at night and I'm exhausted?
Oh, wow.
All right. So we're back.
Yeah. So yeah, then yeah.
Did
Ben
you like
Affleck-
Toby as Spider-Man? That was the question
Oh,
when you had signed off.
yes, I do like Tobey as Spider-Man.
Okay.
Again, I want to admit it's probably more nostalgia for me because that's what I grew up on. That was the first Spider-Man movie outside of watching the cartoons and everything.
Yeah, first Spider-Man movie came out when I was 8.
Yeah, and then I was probably. Wait, how old are you now?
32.
So I'm 28, so minus 4. So I was 4. Wait, I was 4 when it came out? That's right.
It was 99, so I was 7 going on 8 when it came out.
Wait, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man?
Yeah, it was 1999, I believe. Maybe 2000?
Oh, wasn't it? Goddamn.
Yeah. 25 years old this year. The quarter century Spider-Man.
Dude, it was 2002.
It was 02?
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck?
Then I was 10. Sorry.
I was 6. I was 6. Like, what the fuck? I was like, dude, you have me tripping out. I was like, and like, it was not 1999.
What? Oh, X-Men started in 99, right?
No, it did not.
No? X-Men, there was some Marvel movie that came out at night. I don't know.
Hold on.
Again.
X-Men was 2000.
X-Men's 2000. Spider-Man's 2002. Okay.
Marvel movie 1999.
It's probably some obscure movie that.
There was no Marvel movies released in 1999.
Really?
Actually, but the Blade movie was released in 1998.
Okay. I never watched Blade growing up. That was not something that I was allowed to watch. As a 9-year-old,
when I got older.
As a 6-year-old kid, my parents did not allow me to watch Blade.
maybe you were thinking X-Men since that came in 2000.
It might have been X-Men because it's 2000.
Yeah. Math teacher, everyone. Just
Yeah.
kidding.
So
Yes, Toby
you
was
have
good.
X-Men in 2000. You have Tobey Maguire in 2002. Like that's what I was raised on. That's what my wife was raised on. She loves Tobey Maguire. She is a massive Tobey Maguire fan. I love Tobey Maguire up until Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
Then I was kind of like, I don't know why this is so cool. Then Andrew Garfield completely rewrites the book on what Spider-Man is and can be. And that completely spoke to me because I was that kid. I was that kid who was never really like popular, but also never really like so smart and like the Tobey Maguire style of Spider-Man where you're like so geeky that you don't fit in with anyone. Like I had a ton of friends. I had people I hung out with. I was cool with the popular kids. I played sports all the time. Um, so like I had groups of friends all around, but I never fit into one group the way that the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man did. So Andrew Garfield comes out, and I'm not going to say the date because I'll get it wrong, and I don't want to be corrected over and over again
Uh,
tonight.
let's try it. Let's try it. You get one more chance. The Amazing Spider. On.
2012? No, 2012 was Amazing Spider-Man 2. 2008 had to be it because it was coming out right around Iron Man.
You
Oh
got it first.
seven?
It was 2012.
It was
You
2012?
double guessed
Okay.
yourself. It was 2012 is when it came out. Then 2014 was the second one.
Okay.
Dang,
2012. Thank you, Cade.
you had it.
But yeah, so the
You
MCU
should
had
be watching
started.
Deadpool 9 or 10. Here we are talking about like, oh, Chris wasn't allowed to watch Blade at that age, and then it's like,
Meanwhile, you're watching Deadpool go to town on his old lady at the age of 10 years old.
wait, hold on. Who'd you watch it with?
Deadpool 1, there's about 8 sex scenes.
It was a sex scene that lasted about like a minute.
Uh-huh.
I remember I watched that with my dad in theaters, and I was not expecting that. I just came, it was just
What? Okay,
weird.
this is totally off topic. What was the first rated R movie with a sex scene that you watched either with your parents or by yourself?
Oh shit, I remember this one.
So for me, it was Slapshot. And it's a hockey movie. So my mom was like, like there's boobs in it, like you'll be fine. I think I was 13 or 14 at the time.
Yeah.
And my mom's sitting there and it's 70s. So it was so weird. If you've never seen Slapshot, the nudity scenes in it are so awkward. That's a good one. Okay.
Mine was
the nudity
300.
scenes are so awkward and it's weird. It's so different because it's not modern. If you've never seen Slapshot, I highly suggest going to watch it. It's one of the best hockey movies out there. And it's a funny movie.
Yeah.
But you'll get what I mean if you go watch it.
Yeah, I never check it out.
Friday the 13th, nice.
Mine was 300.
300? Okay.
Yeah. It was either that or Watchmen. And
I remember
300 came before Watchmen.
First time I ever watched 300 was on a date.
I watched it with my father. It was just us again. And I remember
it had come out on DVD or Blu-ray at the time, and I want to say it was like 07 or 08. I was dating this girl, and she goes, I don't think this is weird, but I absolutely love the movie 300. I said, okay. And she goes, are you cool with that? I said, why would I not be? It's a war movie. It's funny. It's cool. I'm perfectly okay with it. She goes, well, it's a little weird, like watching a sex scene with a guy on a first date. I was like, honestly, didn't even think that through. Let's see how it works out.
She's probably throwing like subliminal messaging. Like,
yeah, pretty much. I don't know. Well, I was young and dumb at the time.
Yeah.
So that wasn't even on my brain. I was just kind of like, yeah, I'd love to watch this movie. Sweet.
Honestly, I don't know how I feel like going on a date, watching a movie, and then there was like an intense sex scene or like a prolonged sex scene. I don't know how I would feel. Like, was this like a first date thing, or was this like
It
Like,
was a first date. Well, I don't know if it was the first date, but it was the first date that we had at one of our parents' houses.
oh.
So that was even more awkward about it
The parents could have walked in at any moment. Like,
because her
oh.
mom and her stepdad are just like, yeah, go ahead, watch 300. And I'm just like, if they walk in at the wrong time of this movie going on, this could be bad for me.
Yeah.
What are you showing to my daughter?
She's the one that brought it up.
Like, I swear to God, this wasn't my idea.
I did not know this was going to happen. But no, I don't know how I would feel.
But anyways, so back on topic.
That's an interesting question, though. It's like, because
Yeah.
it does get weird. I remember you've seen Watchmen, yeah? Watchmen, you know how there's a sex scene in Watchmen?
Yep. That's an awkward scene too.
I watched that with I went to go see it with my sister or my father when it came out.
Okay.
And that is weird. That was weird. It's like, oh shit. Like,
I'll do you one better.
oh shit.
Have you ever seen Wolf of Wall Street?
Yes. Wait, the Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yes. That is filled. Like that is pretty much a softcore porno. that is filled with every kind of thing you could imagine. And it came out, and a buddy of mine and our friend who how should I word this without getting myself in trouble? So I was going to a church. We were in a youth group.
Cover your ears, Kenan Thor.
At the time I had met her, she was 17. I was probably about 22.
Oh, okay.
21.
I see what you mean.
Margot Robbie is so hot. I was probably about 21. She was 17. My buddy was 19. By the time this movie had come out, she had graduated high school and all of that. Mm-hmm. In between that, I started working as a teacher assistant in the credit recovery room where she was a student. So fast forward to this movie coming out. It was me, my buddy Josh, and her, and a couple other of our friends. And we're like, Wolf of Wall Street, it sounds really cool. It sounds like an interesting movie. None of us knew that this was as raunchy as it was.
So this was all your first time seeing it?
This was all our first time seeing it in the theater. Like, no, like, it was the most awkward moment sitting next to my Christian friends watching a softcore porno.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
And we all just kind of looked at each other at the end of the movie. We're like, well, that was interesting. We're never speaking of this again. And they're like, uh-huh.
You got all your group of friends. On top of that, you got the Christian. That, there was also a 17-year-old in the mix.
Well, no, she was 20 by the time it had come out. But
okay. I thought you were,
like I had met her when she was 17 at this youth group, and then she was my student at the age of 18. So then you fast forward 2 years from that, and yes, yep.
All right. Anyway, this is like.
But I mean, it's a rated R movie, so 17 and up. But I'm just
there's a lot of layers of awkwardness in that. Christian's time to repent and pray to God.
Dude, there was so much needed in that moment. We all just literally we all just looked at each other like that is not what we were expecting. And if you've never seen Wolf of Wall Street, there's probably about 3 scenes in that movie that it could end with, and it keeps going. Like you're just like, okay, this movie's got to be over by now. Nope. Oh, that was the final scene. Nope. Oh, that was the final scene. Nope.
You're a big surprise, everyone.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's why I'm excited. Like, I'm excited for James Gunn's DC universe. I do think that he's going to do Superman well. Mm-hmm. I've always said, and I'm not a Superman fan. I never have been. I probably never will be. He is not my go-to superhero. I do believe that he is completely overpowered. And I do believe that is one of the biggest reasons why it is so hard to get him right in a movie. Mm-hmm. Because you have to play 3 different characters as one actor. You have to be Clark Kent, you have to be Superman, and you also have to play an alien trying to understand human life.
Yeah.
And trying to fit in with that, but still understand, like still having this overarching idea that this is this tiny little blue ball. None of this really actually matters. Why am I doing that? Like, there's so much, there's such a complex thing going on in this guy's head that to play this role, you really have to be in it. And I don't think anyone's ever captured those three personalities well enough.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
It's a lot to take in. Like you
yeah,
gotta act like like a complete out, not complete out. Well, yeah, like an outcast because you're
yeah.
not from this earth or this planet,
Because
and at
in
the
my
same time,
opinion,
oh,
Henry Cavill played a great Superman.
mm,
He was not a good Clark Kent, and you never felt as though um, he was like wrestling with himself and wrestling with being Superman. Like he was always just, yep, time to suit up, time to go. But like
yeah, I agree. That's
it,
something that.
Superman doesn't always like Superman can't fight everything.
Mhm.
It's kind of like you have Avengers level threats and then you have like Endgame level threats. Superman always is like that Endgame level threat. So that take like you gotta put him in the right context and the right villains and the right everything in order to get him right.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree. Like I'm that's something I was longing for. Like when I was watching Man of Steel, that there was not. I didn't really know, like you said, there was really no internal conflict with him.
Mm-hmm.
So like good Superman, but Clark Kent, you don't really see that struggle within. Like oh, like I'm struggling to understand humanity.
Yep.
Am I being a good human? Like that's not me
Yeah.
saying strange, but he may look human, but he's not human from Earth.
And in Man of Steel, he goes from, and I mean that's pretty much the only Superman that one I remember and two I've really like dove into, because it was so long ago since I watched the original Superman movies.
But
But
even in the original Superman movies, from what I can remember, there was no internal conflict between them as well. It was
yeah,
just like he was ready to go, fight this threat. It wasn't really focused on the character, like
yep,
what he deals with of him growing up as an alien or coming to realize that he is an alien.
yeah,
Because up until a certain point, he thought he was normal till he
yep.
started getting his powers. There was really no, I don't think any live action a movie has delved into that.
I think Smallville has. I've
Well,
never
that
watched
TV show.
Smallville in its entirety,
Well, TV show, yeah, you
but
could do that in a TV show because it's
yeah,
longer. But yeah, I think yeah, Smallville, from what I can remember, has dealt with that. I think that was the whole point of it, like his younger years of him dealing with that stuff.
as Sheldon in Big Bang Theory says, we spent 10 years waiting for a man that everybody knows can fly. Fly.
Yeah.
But do you think James Gunn will make Grant the new Flash for the DCU? I'm hoping. The fact that he's already opened the dialogue, I don't know if he's opened the dialogue with Grant, but the fact that he's already said that he's not opposed to it and that Grant's not opposed to working with James Gunn is a bright light, in my opinion.
Is that the
That
name of the
basically
actress?
says, yeah, Grant Gustin, the one who did
Oh.
the TV show. Um, that is a bright light. The fact that they're willing to work together. Obviously, there's a lot of moving parts. It's never going to be, hey, let's do this, and there's no casting, there's no any of that. Even with John, even with Tony Stark, like nobody said Robert Downey Jr. is going to be Iron Man. There was a roll call for that. Like there
Mhm.
was people who got um, casted, and like they tried him out and did all of that stuff with it, and did all like the casting calls. But honestly, I don't know of another actor that could do Flash the justice that Grant Gustin did. And the millennials, the Gen Zs, all grew up on Grant Gustin as the Flash. Like that was
Mhm.
some pivotal years in a lot of people's lives.
That was my first iteration of Flash.
Yeah. And he matched the way that Flash was in the animated series of Justice League. He matched the way that you kind of saw a speedster deal with life. Like it was beautiful to watch him go into that role. And yes, the writing sucked in the later seasons. The CGI started to fall off as they started to pump
Mhm.
less money into it. But Grant was always good. I mean, there was never a time where I was questioning his acting.
His acting was spot on.
Yeah, and Iris too. Like it, if Zack Snyder would have just said, "We have this amazing product. Let's take this and move it into our Justice League product," nobody would have batted an eye. And there's people out there who are like, "Oh, well, acting on the big screen is different than acting on TV." Well, no shit, but it like a lot of actors started off in theater. They started off singing. Like Neil Patrick Harris is perfect. He
Mhm.
started off doing theater. He then moved on to doing Broadway. He then moved on to doing TV shows.
Well,
Like
he started as a TV show actor
or
first.
TV show,
He was
yes.
a kid.
And then he did Broadway. Like
Yeah.
he's done a bunch of different things. Same with Hugh Jackman.
Hmm.
And people are like, "Oh, well, you can't just translate an actor's skills from one to the next." It's like, but it's not like you can't. Like they weren't an actor when they were born. They learned how to be an actor.
And they
It
can learn
wouldn't
how
be
to
difficult to
transition
teach
that.
them how to act on a big screen compared to a tiny screen. Come on.
Mhm. It's not like
So
if you like it's. I'm not gonna say it's not hard, but it's going to be hard. Ooh, yeah, I think everyone loves Hugh Jackman.
I've never met anyone that doesn't.
I call him Daddy Jackman. Am I enough to admit that? yeah, like and yeah, like with TV acting is different from movie acting, but if you
Yeah,
put the time and effort in it, an actor could do that and could do great things.
yeah.
Yeah, and I believe that he can do that, Grant.
And the way that they're filming TV now, the way that, and I mean, a lot of the Marvel actors and even the people on set of the Marvel TV shows have said this. They're not filming it like a TV show. They're filming it like a movie and then breaking it up later
Hmm.
because it needs to flow. And in TV, sometimes you notice one director to another director's styles because a lot of the time in TV, one director will do one episode and another one will do another, and then you'll have 5 directors over the course of the whole season, and as well as like 8 different writers.
And
But
it shows.
yeah,
Yeah.
and cohesiveness, we've learned that you need a smaller, more tight knit community of people writing this stuff. I think it's Dave Valenti is the one that did the Arrowverse, or at least did the Flash, and he nailed it. Like
What lives are you talking about, Kid and Thor?
I don't know of any Ryan Reynolds lawsuit.
I know
Maybe
about the Blake Lively one.
the Blake Lively one. The fact that you talking about the one where nice guy
Also,
Poole looks too similar to the guy. Yeah, I don't know anything more about that. I haven't heard anything new in the news
yeah,
about any
I don't
law,
have.
any details of that.
Yeah,
I
I don't have
honestly
anything.
think that it's like a bullshit lawsuit.
Yeah, I have no comment on it because I don't really know
Yeah,
that much about it, and even the stuff I hear is like you go either way. It's not really. Yeah, well, I know it's getting pulled into it because it is his wife,
yeah.
um,
Well, and it was in his movie.
and in his movie as well too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
basically, nice guy Poole looked a lot like him and supposedly acted like him in the movie. So
yeah,
that kind of leads people to believe and leads this actor to believe, who is pretty, from what I understand, is pretty much a no-name actor compared to Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, like C-list maybe. Um, and pretty much he is pissed off that they kind of took advantage of that. To each
yeah.
their own. I don't, I don't know. I think, like I said, I think it's a bullshit lawsuit. I think it's literally not a money grab, but like a publicity grab for this guy more than anything. And that's what I thought too. I thought it was just Ryan Reynolds being goofy. I didn't think more of it. And if you're gonna have a nice guy as Deadpool, that would be what he would be like. That's what I believe Nice Guy Pool was in the comics. Like a lot of those variants were already from the comics.
Hmm.
It's not like Ryan Reynolds just came up with characters out of thin air. Like, he is a fan of the comics. He loves this character. He is the reason why the Deadpool movie got changed from Wolverine Origins into Deadpool. Like, he is the one reason. He worked for 10 years to get that movie made, and then worked his ass off to build that relationship with Hugh Jackman to then get the Deadpool Wolverine movie made. But
Yeah. So this
and
lawsuit, I don't.
yeah,
Yeah. It just, I agree with you. So it's still a lawsuit. We have to see what happens. I know they're
yep.
pushing to get it out.
They'll probably settle outside of court or something, or just kind of he'll get his day in the spotlight, and then that'll be it.
Yeah. It's just sad that there's a lot of time and effort goes into this.
Yeah. I do agree. I liked Ryan Reynolds in Green Lantern. I thought, again, he did a phenomenal job. He was perfect for Green Lantern. But the writing just wasn't there. The villain
Yeah.
wasn't there. The writing wasn't there. That's why I'm excited for James Gunn, because he knows the source material. It was obvious when he did it with Guardians of the Galaxy. It sucks that we didn't get Guardians 3 prior to Thor 4. But again, that was shit dredged up from the past that Disney took, or not even Disney took, but like people took and ran with it, so that Disney had to kind of be like, you're out. We need to figure this out. And until we do, you're not making Guardians 3.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I mean, James Gunn will do right by whatever he decides to do, the same way that I strongly believe Kevin Feige will do right by whatever he decides to do. Yes, Secret Invasion wasn't perfect. She-Hulk wasn't perfect. Nothing can be perfect. And you're going to have to deal with certain stuff that comes up. You're going to have to change depending on the times and the stuff that happens. Not Brave New World, Falcon Winter Soldier changed due to COVID. Like, that was supposed to be all about a virus. It ended up being completely about the super soldier serum.
They should have left it as a virus. I think.
And the only reason they didn't was because of COVID.
I know. I think like either way,
You know,
for me, in my opinion, yes, it was because of COVID and everything happened, but I think it could have still done well
I
during
agree.
COVID. I mean, yes, people could relate to that.
Yep.
They're going through it right now. I mean, I think that's my opinion. I think it could have worked. I don't think they should have changed it.
I think they were just worried about
people
getting called out and getting called
being
out for like
insensitive.
money grabbing,
Yeah.
And being insensitive to the
how many people
COVID
were
pandemic.
dying and everything.
Yeah.
They're trying to market off of it.
Exactly.
Even though it was written before that. Yeah.
People never see any of that. They only see what they want to see.
Yeah.
I mean, join a neighborhood Facebook group. You'll see that in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Someone was on my neighborhood Facebook group today complaining that on one of the main roads, it's 4 lanes wide, and it's 4 lanes, and then on the other side it's another 4 lanes. They were complaining that the sidewalks weren't plowed, and the people were having to walk in like the little bit, that narrow side of the street between where the side, like where the snow is and the white line is for the cars. Like, someone's gonna get hit, and I was like, so you want to plow the sidewalk that's going to push the snow back into the road because there's this much space between the road and the sidewalk, but then you're going to complain that the roads aren't plowed. So, which is it?
Pick your battles, y'all.
Like, yeah.
It's always funny when people do this. Like, you gotta choose which one you want. You want car crashing, or do you want to like walk in snow?
Yep.
You choose. That's funny.
And then, our side roads aren't plowed well enough. It's like, yeah, because they're busy worrying about the roads that get used more often. Like,
if you complain, if you want it done so bad, you do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just, it's those kind of people that I'm like, I have no time for you.
Exactly. Oh yeah, but before I forget, did you ever see the extended cut? Apparently, there's an extended cut.
I have never seen the extended cut of Green Lantern.
I didn't know about it until last night when I was looking at HBO Max. Apparently, there's an extended cut.
Is it on HBO Max?
Yeah, it's on HBO Max.
Okay, I'll have to check that out when I get a chance.
Yeah,
that'd be worth the watch.
I was watching it because last night I watched the Ultimate Cut of Watchmen.
Okay.
I would say that's worth a watch too. I like how the
Yeah.
added scenes of it into the Watchmen.
All the Ultimate Cut of Watchmen I've seen, I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Um, I'm not a Watchmen fan. I think it's cool. I think it's interesting. It's just not my style of movie, I guess is the best way to put it.
that
Comic
makes sense.
book,
Yeah,
DC, whatever or not. It's well done. Um, I just I don't know. There's something about it that I'm just like, as good as this is, I can't get into it. You know what I
I can
mean?
see
Like
that. I can see that.
you
Yeah,
like Inception. Like Inception's a great movie, but I would never go out of my way to go rewatch Inception. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like it's not over the top this amazing movie that like speaks to me.
yeah.
And then you've got movies that don't speak to you that you're like, or that really speak to you that aren't that great. Like they're a 7 or 6 out of 10, and you're like, but you know what? I would go rewatch that any day of the week. Happy Gilmore's
Exactly.
the perfect example.
Huh?
Like I'll go rewatch Happy Gilmore whenever the hell you want me
Oh
to.
hell yeah, dude! Happy Gilmore, dude. That's like
it, it's
my
so
go-to movie.
stupid and goofy, but
It's funny. I love that
exactly.
movie. There's so many memorable moments,
Yep.
especially with Bob Barker.
Yeah. I can't wait for Happy Gilmore too.
Yeah, dude, I don't care if it's going to be dumb. Like
Yeah.
it's not gonna be Oscar worthy, but if there's going to be good laughs, like in the first one,
Exactly.
it's going to be worth it. Poor
Like
Chud.
there's certain movies that are just there for entertainment. That's what movies are for. Enjoy them for what they're for. But
Yeah,
again, once you watch like a movie like Inception, the twist at the end is gone. Like you can't retwist it. You know what the ending's gonna be.
yeah. It's like a one
Um,
thing. You can only watch it one time, and
yeah.
like movies like that, you just gotta. It's only enjoyable the first time.
Hmm.
Or that somebody spoils
Same.
it for you beforehand. Like you can't, you have to go into it completely blind.
Yep. Same with
That's the
like
only way you can do it.
Avatar.
Yeah.
Avatar, when it came out, it was visually stunning. I
Hmm.
rewatched it recently before The Way of Water came out, and I never was a huge fan of Avatar growing up. It came out, I want to say, like 2009.
2009.
Um,
You got that right.
yeah, and I only remember that because I watched it my senior year of high school with a bunch of friends on after it had come out too on
I watched
DVD.
it because when I was in Colorado and it was snowing, that's how I remember it.
Yeah, and like we enjoyed it. It was an interesting movie. I mean, it's got like it's an action movie. So as a teenage boy, you absolutely love action movies. But then you go to rewatch it, you're like, it's just it's goofy. It's cringy. Like there's little things about it that you're like, yeah, it was amazing for its time when it came out,
Yeah.
but
And thinking about it now, it's like the plot is kind of generic.
yeah.
Thinking about it now and rewatching it now, it's generic. And
And you're like,
plus, like the Way of Water too. It
I've never
visually
been able to finish Way of Water.
visually is good. I
Yep.
watched it in theaters. Excuse me. I have a lot of issues with it. Like as you know, they brought back the main villain. Like, okay, why? Like, if you go do 4 movies, maybe bring him in like the fourth movie if you really
Mm-hmm.
wanted to. But bringing him back in second was too soon.
Yeah.
Wait, because then it felt like a rehash of the
Yep.
first movie, just in a different part of the world, that
Exactly.
planet. I don't know.
It's
It was
almost
not
like
worth waiting
again, you're
like
money
10 years.
grabbing.
Yeah, it was not worth the 10-year wait
Yeah.
because James kind of said, "Oh yeah, because the technology and stuff." Like, yeah, but it looks exactly like the same with the first one. You could have released this motherfucker like 2 years after the first one.
And you don't need the actress to go in underwater for what was it, 4 or 5 minutes just to get the scene.
Mhm.
Like I feel like a lot of the stuff with that movie especially is excuse after excuse of we needed the technology to catch up, but you only wanted the technology to catch up so you could do something first.
Yeah,
You didn't want it to catch up so that way it could look better. You wanted to catch up so you could be the first one to do it this way. And
yeah,
yes, it looks visually stunning. Yes, it's amazing that Zoe Saldana was able to hold her breath as long as she did. But if you throw in a stunt double who's able to swim and you can do that, and then I mean it's all CGI anyways. It really doesn't matter if they're underwater.
yeah. Everything doesn't matter. Yeah,
Like that's my
it's
biggest thing
that
is
movie like almost 3 hours though. I remember that movie being very long.
that's that's the other thing is both of those movies are so long.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's like I agree. It's like what you brought up too, like the Wolf of Wall Street. He's going to
yeah,
end. Keeps going.
yep,
He's going to end one more time. Keeps going. That's how.
yep.
Think about it. Yeah, that's how it felt.
Like Lord of the Rings, that's an adventure movie. I'm okay with it taking that amount of time.
I'm okay watching the extended,
Um,
like 4 hours
yeah,
of movie. I'm okay with that.
but if you're gonna do an action movie where it's taking forever to get to the climax, and there's no adventure, like they're not on an adventure, it's just kind of like scene after scene after scene after scene. It's like it feels like the pacing. We talked about this last
Yeah,
week. Pacing is so slow
yeah. Like I'm okay with
that
slow
it
burn
feels
movies,
broken up. Yes.
but there's a way you have to do it. That's an art form
Yep.
in itself. A slow burning movie to be
Yep.
good, you gotta do it correctly.
Yeah.
But if not, yeah, like honestly,
And you
like
have to know it going in.
one of my favorite slow burn movies, like I don't think I've ever mentioned before, is Alien.
Okay.
That's like one of my favorite. I know you don't. I think you say you went into the Alien franchise.
I've never gone into it. It's definitely a
Yeah,
great franchise.
yeah,
But it's not like my go-to.
yeah. For me, like that's a
Prometheus,
slow
I
burn.
think, is part of the Alien franchise.
Wait, what is?
Prometheus.
Yeah, Prometheus is the prequel to
That
all
that
the.
is one of my favorite movies. That's a slow burn movie. You
Yeah,
know
that.
what's gonna happen. You know where it's going, but it's done so well.
Yeah, that one's also really good too. Prometheus. I was not. I did not know that was going to be part of the Alien franchise because it
Yeah.
wasn't listed as such.
Okay.
It was supposed to be a surprise for everyone until like the last one when the supposed to out of the chest.
You're,
Yeah,
you're talking the end game pacing was too slow. I thought end game pacing was spot on. Like every scene in there is so beautifully done.
hmm
The story leads into it. You get enough to kind of like, this is going on over here, this is going on here, this is the stuff going on. While all of this is going on, let's put it together.
I
Then they
never
do it
thought.
again.
I
Like,
never thought of Endgame as being slow. I think I thought it was the
yeah,
pacing.
I've never thought of it being as slow. I think the pacing for Endgame and Infinity War
Yeah,
is beautifully
I think
done.
because it captured our attention all the way through.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it was slow, but to us, it probably didn't feel that way because it was
Mm-hmm.
attention grabbing every step of the way.
For sure.
Man, I wish I could relive watching Endgame and Infinity War for the first time.
Yeah. Same.
Go back in
Endgame,
time.
Infinity War, Spider-Man No Way Home.
Mm. Dude,
Uh
I remember Spider-Man No Way Home. That shit was amazing in theaters the night
yeah.
before.
I,
Everyone
I have to go
cheering.
rewatch that. I can't find anywhere to see it
What?
besides
No
like
Way Home?
paying for it on Amazon. Yeah, No Way Home.
It's on Disney Plus, isn't it?
I don't think so, is it?
Let me look that up. Spider-Man. No.
Last time I saw it, it's only on Amazon Prime and you got to buy it. Um and you
Oh wait,
can't
it is.
find
Oh, it's not. Oh, you do have to pay
you
for it.
can't find the more fun edition anywhere. Like
Is
they
that the
did the
one with
one
the?
with the 11 extra minutes that they put out in
I
theaters.
remember I saw that in
You
theaters.
can never, like, I can't find that anywhere.
I think that was only a one-time thing.
Yeah.
I think that was. I remember watching that one in theaters. I think on a very special day. It was like $5 days. I remember watching
Ooh,
Check Voodoo. That was special. Oh, I think I have it on
good to
Voodoo.
know.
Dude, if I have it on Voodoo, I'll give you my login
Okay,
because I think I purchased the physical movie.
good to know.
I have to go back to it. If I do, I will send you the login. Then you can sign in and watch it. But not the fun edition. I remember seeing that fun edition. It was fun. I think that was the very first movie ever I saw by myself in
Oh
theater.
yeah.
The fun edition.
So you can also get will what we see in theaters September 1st be available in physical copy? They didn't have any of the deleted scenes on the Blu-ray to my knowledge. The better stuff release, the more fun stuff edition is on home video. Interesting. But on that note, I need to get to bed. I've got stuff to do tomorrow. I've got a packed weekend before school starts back up on Monday.
Dang. Oh, wait, didn't you just have like a whole week off, right?
Yep, we had the week off, so
Lucky. I remember you telling me that last week. I was like, what the hell? You
yeah,
guys get a whole week off?
yep.
Wow.
But we usually don't get 2 weeks for Christmas break, and I think everyone on the West gets like 2 to 3 weeks no matter what. So,
Yeah.
and also you guys start earlier than us, I believe.
Did we start in August? Yeah.
Okay. So
I
yeah,
think.
we
And
start
then
after Labor Day. But I will talk to you later. Have a great night.
have a great night, everyone. Nice seeing you all.
See ya.